My name is Eamon McDevitt and I'm one of the volunteers who founded the Good and New Cancer Bus Service in aid of Donegal cancer patients and their families 5 years ago. At 36 years of age, my wife Lynn got breast cancer and her baby at the time was 5 weeks old. And because we realised the services in Donegal were so small at the time, we decided to try to put our bit together and do something to help Donegal people. And we helped found the Donegal Action for Cancer Care. And then that was a voluntary organisation. It was more to do with lobbying. And then we decided that we would try and do something in the line of helping Donegal people financially in any way we could, be it the oncology ward of the hospital or be patients themselves. So we set up the organisation to try to help people to get to their treatment. And what we did was we provided a bus to take the people for the treatment and bring them back. And that's what we do. The cancer services are not available here. And if you live in Donegal, especially the bottom of Inishowen, it's a 600-kilometre round trip just to Galway for the treatment. And what we as an organisation decided to do, that we would take one less worry of a cancer patient's shoulder and provide the transport to get them there and get them back. The bus starts at Monday morning at 7:15. That's our first pickup point, and at that point we will be collecting patients from Inishowen, Ramelton, Fanet. The bus then will move on and stop at any designated spot that we know a patient has to get on, and then through the towns of Stranorlar, Ballybofey, Donegal Town, Ballyshannon, and eventually into Bundoran. We will collect patients anywhere along the route and we will bring them down to Galway. Then on a Friday morning, the bus will collect the patients it brought down and bring them back home. However, Friday is a much different story. Because of the treatment for some of these male patients, a large volume of water has to be consumed, which means frequent toilet stops. Unfortunately, there is no toilets available on that route, and from Galway to Tuam, which is a distance of 20 miles, it would not be uncommon for us to stop 8 to 10 times to facilitate those patients, but sad to say that's at the side of the road or behind a well-sheltered hedge. When that first hour is over, normally they get regulated and then we bring them back to Donegal again, stopping in all the different towns where these patients originally came from. Had a costing prepared for the bus for a weekly run, and the accountant has come back to tell us that our service is costing approximately €1,000 per week to keep on the road. Now that's everything to do with the tax, insurance, maintenance, wear and tear, fuel, the whole works. I have to point out though that the drivers who drive these buses up and down to Galway are all volunteers, as is everybody who works in the Good and New Cancer Shop. These people give of their own time to provide this service to help fellow Donegal people trying to get this treatment that they need and so sadly have to travel so far to get. Received no assistance whatsoever, completely nil, from either the HSE, the Irish Cancer Society or the government. The funding to run the service is raised by volunteers throughout the county doing different fundraising events, and these people will do these fundraisers at different times of the year to help us, and also some of the patients will also do fundraising when their treatment is finished and they're back on their feet. That is what keeps us going, and without that funding we couldn't survive. €5,000 that we would get, if we get it from the Community Trust, would be spent 100% on getting the Donegal people to Galway and back for their treatment. The difference it would make, quite simply, is that it may be a patient that we'll be able to bring them there for an extra 5 weeks that we wouldn't be able to do. And to them people it would actually be life-saving money.